Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you has the potential to shake the NFC West, and maybe even the entire NFL. It's a story that combines strategy, urgency, and a clear vision for the future of the San Francisco 49ers. But it all starts with a team that's been facing some challenges lately, especially on defense, and a division rival that's itching to rebuild and turn things around. We're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, a team that's currently sitting at a disappointing 2-5 record, and frankly, their defense has been leaking points like a sieve, giving up an average of 26 points per game. That's not sustainable, especially when you're trying to stay competitive in a tough AFC West. Sources close to the league, including esteemed analyst Adam Schefter, have been whispering about a major move that the Raiders are seriously considering. And it's not just a minor tweak or a rental. No, this is a bold, strategic overhaul. The Raiders are reportedly eyeing a trade that would send Maxx Crosby, their star pass rusher, to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and a third-round pick in 2025. Yes, you heard right. This could be a blockbuster trade that reshapes the landscape of the NFL, especially in terms of defensive talent and team-building philosophy. Now, why would the Raiders do something like that? Well, the team is in a bit of a crunch financially, with an estimated $12 million in projected cap space for 2026, which is simply not enough to retain their key players and build a competitive roster. They're also desperate for a rebuild, a chance to reset their trajectory after a tumultuous start to the season. By trading Crosby, they not only free up a significant amount of cap space, around $18 million, but they also acquire valuable draft assets that can be used to find a future quarterback, potentially someone like the projected number 3 pick in the upcoming draft. This move could help them avoid paying an expensive extension to a player who's approaching 28 years old, and instead build for the future with a young, promising quarterback. But let's talk about Crosby himself, because this is a player who could be the difference maker for the 49ers if they manage to land him. Maxx Crosby is not just any pass rusher. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, a player who's built a reputation as one of the most relentless and technically gifted edge defenders in the league. Coming out of Eastern Michigan in 2019, Crosby's stamina and motor are second to none. He's an absolute workhorse, someone who plays over 99% of snaps, especially in critical moments, and always seems to be around the ball. His career stats are staggering: 52 sacks, 220 pressures, and 350 tackles, just to give you a sense of his impact. In 2025, Crosby's PFF grade sits at an impressive 91.2, ranking him among the top 5 edge rushers in the league. That's elite. His season stats include 9.5 sacks, 45 pressures, and a win rate of 22%. His explosiveness is off the charts, with a top speed of 19 mph during pursuits. And he's not just getting sacks, he's disrupting plays, forcing turnovers, and creating chaos in the backfield. For the 49ers, who have struggled with injuries on their pass rush, most notably with Nick Bosa, who's been out for the season with a knee injury, and Bryce Huff, sidelined with a hamstring injury, acquiring Crosby would be a game changer. The injury situation has significantly impacted the 49ers' pass rush, which was expected to be one of the league's best. Nick Bosa, a cornerstone of their defense and a reigning Defensive Player of the Year, has been sidelined since Week 1, and his absence has left a noticeable void. With Bosa out, the team has relied heavily on other players like Huff, but his hamstring injury has kept him out since Week 8. This has led to a dip in sack production and overall pressure, which is critical for their defensive identity. The addition of Crosby, who's been durable and consistent, could restore that ferocity and bring back the elite pass rush that's so vital in today's NFL. This potential move isn't just about adding another player, it's about transforming the entire defensive front. Imagine a front four featuring Crosby alongside Floyd and others, creating a relentless, high-pressure environment that makes life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. It's a strategic upgrade that could elevate the 49ers from a solid defense to one of the league's best, especially in terms of pressures, sacks, and turnovers. In fact, projections show that Crosby's arrival could boost the 49ers' pressures by around 22%, potentially adding up to 14 more sacks over the course of the season. That's a massive impact. Such a transformation would have ripple effects across the entire team. The secondary, for instance, would benefit from extra time and space, allowing their defensive backs to read plays better and jump routes. The points allowed per game could drop from 21 to under 17, and the yards after catch allowed might decrease by 20%. All of this adds up to a more complete, dominant defense that can keep the team in games even when their offense hits a rough patch. And speaking of the offense, the 49ers are in a good place overall. Brock Purdy, who's been recovering from a toe injury, is expected to return soon, and his presence will be crucial for maintaining offensive stability. His pre-injury rating of 90 indicates a high level of competence, and with Jennings running precise routes, averaging around 2 yards per route, San Francisco's offense can exploit mismatches and stretch defenses. The team's offensive line has been relatively solid, but the addition of a pressure-creating force like Crosby would free up their pass rush to set the tone early and often. From a strategic point of view, this move could be a game-changer for the 49ers' Super Bowl aspirations. Right now, their odds to win Super Bowl LX are around plus 500, but with Crosby in the fold, those odds could improve dramatically, potentially dropping to plus 250. That's a huge shift, making them a real factor in the NFC. Their main competitors, like the Eagles, are still favorites at plus 600, but the 49ers with a top-tier pass rush would be a serious threat, especially in cold-weather playoff games where pressure on the quarterback becomes even more critical. In the NFC West, this move could give the 49ers a clear edge over the Rams, who are currently at plus 700 odds. The Rams have been somewhat inconsistent, and if the 49ers can shore up their pass rush with Crosby, they could extend their division lead and establish themselves as the team to beat in the NFC. It could also serve as a message to the rest of the league that the 49ers aren't just content with being good. They're aiming for dominance, a return to the glory days of the early 2010s when their defense was a nightmare for opponents. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. The addition of Crosby would echo the kind of impact Khalil Mack had when he was traded to the Chicago Bears. Mack's arrival added around 200 pressures to the Colts' opposition, turning their defense into a nightmare for quarterbacks. Crosby, with a pass rush grade of 92.5, could do something similar for the 49ers, especially since his technique and motor are arguably better than many in the league. His ability to break blocks, only 15% compared to the league average of 10%, and win blitzes at a rate of 25% makes him a nightmare for offensive lines. The fans should be excited about how this could reshape the team's future. A defense that ranks around 10th in sacks could jump into the top 3, and it could do so without sacrificing offensive consistency. Brock Purdy's recovery and Jennings' route running could combine with a revamped front four to give the 49ers a balanced attack that's hard to defend. The team's possession time could increase by around 6 minutes per game, giving their offense more opportunities to control the game clock and wear down opponents. Overall, this potential Crosby trade isn't just a move for the present. It's a statement that the 49ers are serious about competing at the highest level, about returning to the Super Bowl, and finally sealing that elusive 6th Lombardi trophy. It's a strategic, calculated risk that could pay off big time, especially if they can keep their roster healthy and capitalize on Crosby's elite pass rush skills. So, imagine the scene: Crosby in a red and gold uniform, terrorizing quarterbacks, making life miserable for opposing offensive lines, and helping the 49ers restore their defensive dominance. That's the kind of impact that can propel a team from good to great, from playoff contenders to Super Bowl favorites. And with the current standings, the upcoming draft, and the team's clear desire to push all in, this move could be the final piece they need to make a deep playoff run and finally bring home another Lombardi. This is the kind of story that sports fans dream about: big trades, strategic moves, and a team on the cusp of greatness. The 49ers are looking at a future where they can be not just contenders but champions, and Crosby might just be the key to unlocking that potential. Keep your eyes peeled because this story is far from over, and if it happens, it will be one of the most exciting developments of the season. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like in this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Crosby is the missing piece that can finally push the team over the edge? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in the red and gold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. This team is on the rise, and with moves like this, they could be back in the Super Bowl conversation sooner than you think. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay passionate and keep the faith in the Golden State's team.